Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yahweh Shai, Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yahweh Shai, Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yahweh Shai. All praises unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles' great millstone. Honor you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Let me go a quick video regarding the fear of the Lord and how through the fear of the Lord we persuade men. Okay, so pretty much it says here within the book of Proverbs, the first chapter and the seventh verse, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And this parallels with what he says within the book of Second Peter, the third chapter, how that you was gonna have in the last days fools, okay, walking after the desires of their own lust, scoffing against this truth, because the fear of the Lord within this kingdom has dwindled. Okay, so you have it to where Esau's in power, okay, which is your so-called elite banking families, and they have driven forth away the fear of the Lord and presented you with the fear of them because they be the authority they be that they are, right? Okay, and through their blessing, which is the sword, they've had it to where everybody fears them, but they don't fear the Most High. Okay, that's where you go to the scriptures like Obadiah. Okay, you see pretty much it says how that the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Who could this be talking about, that dwellest in the clefts of the rock? Okay, dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Okay, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will the Lord bring thee down. So you got it to where in this society, Esau's elevated to the point where he is the Most High. He sees himself as the Most High. Okay, you got articles out there pretty much going to show you how Esau wants to control every facet of life. Okay, who you love or when you love. Okay, who do you have sex with? Okay, when do you eat? Okay, what do you eat? Esau wants to control all of those facets of life. And so the fear of the Lord has dwindled. People would rather fear how their employer feels about them, doing the work of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, you've got a lot of cats out there that don't want to do the work of Yahweh Shemel Shai through the fear of Esau and losing their job. But pretty much this thing is a thing unto death. Okay, that's why the scripture goes into preparing your mind for temptations, because really living in this society where all the power you ever known, right, seemingly was a so-called white man. Okay, you would, doing this work could be at first a mental challenge. Okay, but you're supposed to go over that, because the beginning of knowledge and understanding of the scriptures and understanding that even though Esau's in power, even though he's got the guns, he's got the weapons, the Most High was going to protect you. He was going to be your foundation. That's how you're going to get the understanding of the scriptures. Because in going out there and telling this man to his face, like it says within the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the fifth chapter and the first verse, how that he's going down, he's going to be destroyed, and all this, that, and the third, you pretty much get to the bottom line that what? That the Most High is going to be protecting you, man. Okay, if you're out there in the midst of the city, in the midst of Jerusalem, telling the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans that they're gonna be destroyed if they don't turn back onto Yahweh Hashem Al Shai, well, you gotta have a higher power dealing with you to do that, man. Okay, if you're exposing the Illuminati and these so-called secret societies and this, that, and the third, and you're just out there talking it, man, a higher spiritual power is gonna be with you to do them things, man. Okay, and therefore through the fear of the Lord and fearing the Lord that you will be destroyed if you don't do them things, you actually come to the understanding and to the foreknowledge that what? Yahweh Hashem Al Shai is with the men of the Lord, man. And you're going to be protected out there. Okay, not only that, just in every facet of your of understanding. Okay, how the Most High opens your mind out when you really begin to fear his laws, statutes, commandments. Okay, when you go into those laws, statutes, commandments, how you get understanding through the prophecies that was put into those laws, statutes, commandments. Because a lot of guys think that when you go into the books like Numbers and Deuteronomy and so on and so forth, it's just some some history and some laws. But there's prophecies within that. Okay, and then so, just using that as an example, and fearing the Lord and wanting to get a greater understanding of the law, okay, of which we are under grace. So you ain't supposed to use your grace for a cloak of maliciousness. You're supposed to be serving Yahweh Shema to the best of your ability. Pretty much when you start going into that law, you see that there's a hell of a lot of prophecy within that law, man. How that we was going to be cast away not cast away, how we was going to be driven forth from our own land and go into the land of our enemies and serve our enemies, man, and how we was gonna be in captivity underneath them. But he also goes on to the other flip side of it, which is what? Which is the blessing side of it, because the Lord also says that how he was going to bless us perpetually and have these nations underneath us. So if that's the blessing that's going to come upon the 12 tribes of Israel, how'd you get a heathen out of that? Okay? It says, my son, hear the instruction of thy father, right? And forsake not the law of thy mother. Okay? For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and thy chains about thy neck. Okay? So it says, my son, if sinners entice thee, consent now not. Okay? Because you got the fear of the Lord, so you ain't going to be vested in, when, you ain't going to be in with this Christmas thing. Because that's the thing of the heathens. Okay? That ain't nothing, there's nothing biblical about that. But you got it to where we're living in a sinful kingdom, as pursuant to the book of Amos, the 9th chapter and the 8th verse. Okay, we're living in a sinful kingdom. You're gonna have sinners left, right, and center, man. Right, doers of iniquity. They're all up into Christmas, Easter, all of these different festivals. But you tell them to quote a Bible verse. Okay, all they can quote you is, God is love, and for so the Lord gave His only begotten Son that He should, He should save the world, etc., etc. And not having no understanding, they just blindly go about these pagan philosophies, okay, quoting that it has something to do with the truth, when in actual fact it has nothing to do with the truth and nothing to do with the biblical understanding. All it has to do with is with iniquity, man. Okay, so it says, behold, the eyes of the Lord power upon the sinful kingdom, and I'll destroy it from off the face thereof, saving utterly I will not destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. Okay, so we're living in a sinful kingdom, man. Okay, and as the scripture saith there, if for my son, if sinners entice thee, consent now not. Okay, because you was gonna be left as a remnant. Okay, you was gonna be left as a monument, so to speak, as a symbol. Okay, as saying, look, this is how you're supposed to conduct yourself, man. You ain't supposed to be in the philosophies of the heathens. You ain't supposed to be in the philosophy of Christianity. That's going off. You are, however, supposed to be fearing Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and consenting to the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Matter of fact, when you go to the book of Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter and the 7th verse, it says, the 12th chapter. Okay, let me get it. Okay, so the book of Ecclesiastes, and this is going to be maybe the 12 and 13. Okay, let us hear the whole conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Okay, so your whole duty, the whole purpose of you being born was that to the end that what? That you pleased the Most High by doing his will, okay, in that you was going to do his instructions, man. Okay, one of those instructions is to go out there and push this word. Okay, one of those instructions is to revere and fear his name. Okay, fear his power. Okay, it says if they come with, if they say come with us, let us wait for blood. Let's lurk privily for the innocent and cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and the whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot amongst us. Let us have one purse. Okay, my son, walk thou not in the way of with them. Refrain thy foot from thy path, for their feet run to evil and make haste to shed innocent blood, to shed blood rather more. Because basically, this is one of those precepts that's kind of multifaceted, because that's very much applicable to the lifestyle that we're living in right now in Babylon. Because on every side you got it to where people are saying, okay, if you do this, you're gonna benefit in this way. Hence the 13th verse. Okay, if you go out there and you go out there into them churches, maybe you find yourself a good job. But what you gonna find out within them churches? Nothing but lies. Okay, but now you're trapped into a system that's against your spirit, man. Okay, and in so many other ways, you got it to where this society advocates iniquity. Oh, that's someone's girlfriend, but you love each other, so that's what you benefit out of that. So you can go out there and do that. And next thing you know, you got some big Jake out there saying you slept with his girlfriend, and he's got a knife in his hand. Okay, because the scripture talks about how vengeance is the rage of a man. Okay, but this is what this society pushes. It pushes you to what? To do as everybody else does. Okay, matter of fact, if I go to the scripture, wide is the gate, okay, you get exactly what I'm trying to say. Okay, so Matthew 7:13, it says, enter ye into the straight gate, which is the path of difficulty. Okay, you talking about how you're talking about fearing the Lord. Fearing the Lord is a difficult, I wouldn't say burden, because really the scripture says that how his laws are not burdensome. But you apply the fact that we're living in the most wickedest society, then it could be very burdensome. Like I had said, just keeping the dietary laws, you have no idea what you're eating. You have no idea what you're eating. Okay, you have no idea of the air you're breathing. Okay, the clothes that you put on, they're against the scriptures, because the scriptures talk about having material made out of one. Having garments made out of one fabric. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, mixed seed, laws of mixed seeds, woven fabrics. Okay, food that you eat is just completely messed up, as I mentioned before. Okay, so walking this straight gate is a path of difficulty. Okay, take the pig for instance. That's marketed as some kind of delicacy within the society, and they blend it in with wherever they can. Whether you're having breakfast, lunch, okay, or dinner, you just have to have that pork chop somewhere in it. You have to have some bacon or pork chop or a slice of pig somewhere in there. Okay, that's why the scripture says enter into the straight gates, because this thing really in a wicked society, righteousness is always going to be difficult, and vice versa in a righteous society. Okay, hence a righteous ruler. Okay, wickedness was going to be difficult, because there was going to be measures put in place to sustain either good or bad with the respective situation in mind. Okay, so it's enter into the straight gates, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth into destruction, and many there be that be at. Okay, so you're gonna have a lot of people out here gonna be destroyed, because their feet are swift to run to mischief. Okay, for their feet run to evil and make haste to shun innocent blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. It says, and they wait to their own blood. They lurk privily to their own lives, and that's going to show you that even though these guys may look to profit, okay, in the short term, okay, and they may get the precious stones and this, that, and the third, the end all be all of these individuals that be working in iniquity is that they're going to be destroyed. Okay, and I'll finish off with this precept. It says, this is a Psalm of David. It says, fret not thyself for evildoers, neither thou be envious of the workers of iniquity. You're going to stay steadfast in fearing Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, in fact, it says that. It says, but let me go to the third verse, and I finished off in the second verse, because it says, trust in the Lord, okay, which is to fear the Lord, and do good. Okay, so thou shalt dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be saved, because the scripture talks about how the men of the Lord is going to be fed within the day of calamity. So when you got Jacob's trouble, left, right, and center, the scripture talks about how the men of the Lord is going to eat, but these other individuals wasn't going to eat. Okay, let's go to the second verse. It says, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Okay, it's the fourth verse. Let me just finish up there. It says, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart, which shall come at the what? At the latter end. In fact, one more precept. Okay, the book of Revelations, the second chapter, and the 25th verse. Okay, that goes into it a little bit. It says, but that which you have already, hold fast until I come, which is the fear of the Lord. Okay, the keeping of his ordinances, the commandments, doing his work. Okay, the understanding. You're supposed to hold fast to that until the Lord comes back. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. So all of these things that the Lord has promised, that's for all that's for the end. Okay, when the beginning of righteousness is. Okay, if you're flossing in a wicked society, then you're gonna be wicked, man. But if you're flossing in a righteous society, you're balling out in a righteous society, then guess what? You're gonna be balling out in righteousness, man. Okay, so it's just a quick video regarding fear and various other different topics embellished within that. So hopefully that was a verification. So Yahweh Shem Yahshai, Barakatah, Rakah, Ba'ashim, Rakah, Kadash. All praise unto Yahweh Shem Yahshai, double honors to the apostles, a great millstone. Shalom.